Welcome back aboard the Mastersteria. It is almost 11 days. Oh, it is just 11 days and 51 seconds. So there we go. And as you can see, we're on the archipelago jutting out from Papua New Guinea with full moon just in front of us. Why can't I see him or Alistan on the map? Well, they keep on dropping out for some reason. Same point over in the west coast where there's actually three competitors over here. Snoodle Hyber, Black Shark just in front of him, and down below in some pretty bad wind today is Frank Black. If I just come over to Windy, they're going to have a fairly nice race up the west coast. They probably have some thoughts of either going up through here. I probably wouldn't, because you're going to lose your advantage of the east-west that they have. I'd probably come up past Batavia, and it's not called Batavia anymore, obviously. Past Krakatoa through the gap here, and then tack up through. That would be the option, I would say. As for us guys, over north and west of Vanuatu, north of Numia and west of Vanuatu, we have Fig Jam down here, and I believe this is Vitali. So they're going quite wide, but they're looking to get through the doldrums up through here, and it was something that I was considering at one stage. We also have the tropical cyclone moving through, so they're going to get a little bit of a speed bump if I move this across. Well, maybe they won't get a speed bump. It seems to it's very, very strange. It's clearing out here and clearing out here and through here as well. So let's go back to normal time. As for us, we're being chased by a number of people. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. And obviously full moon's about 70 nautical miles in front of us, but on an east-west he has the advantage, so that would probably be more than 70 nautical miles. He also has better wind at present, so that's going to increase again, probably up to about 100 nautical miles until we get into some good wind. Alistan, Jasper and El Patron are all in this grouping here, and sorry, yeah, there he is there. Alistan, El Patron's here, Jasper's there, El Patron I think is here. Yep, they're in this group here, so they're closest to. But we have other guys who are probably going to do better, like Tommy Cods, Illinois, Manny, who I've been chatting to a little bit, and these guys are going to chase up here. They're probably at the moment maybe a day behind us, and that's because they got caught in some pretty bad wind. We got caught in really bad wind for 48 hours, and because full moon was just that little bit in front of us, it got lucky. Full moon seems to be reading the weather very, very well, although you know, I think that sometimes there's been some, I've seen some duplicate boats in the Coral Sea, and I'm not a big proponent of using multiple boats to check the wind. Otherwise, in this group here, we have Zen. I'm really looking for Simon. Storm, so he's coming up away from land. It doesn't happen very often. Cedric's down there as well. Slow-mo's there. There is Simon. Getting some good wind today, so probably either time to move up through past Honiara or to get on a bit of a beam in a while and see if we can cut up through Papua New Guinea. What's worrying me is that while on Windy, you can see the outlines of these islands very, very well. When we come to sail away, I mean, seriously, as I come in closer and closer, there just seems to be so many coral reefs, and as I'm not trusting the depths, you know, I'd probably have to come through this a little bit here. I don't want to go through all of this white coral and scrape the bottom of my 50. It's not even my 50, it's Pacific Sea Cows. But looks pretty dangerous, and so urge caution for those skippers who want to go closer to the edge of Papua New Guinea here. As for us, we're playing it by ear today. We're heading off towards this island here, and it's called Russell Island, which was used in the Second World War as a staging base for the Americans. The Japanese had a little outpost there as well during the Battle of the Coral Sea. And we're going to come up past here and then determine whether it's faster to go through this gap here or through this gap here. The wind at present looks like this route here, but QTVLM is telling me to go up through here. I'm not trusting QTVLM at the moment. Every 6 hours there's so much turbulence and change here. I don't want to be stuck in a blue blob, you know, at 1 knot for a couple of days again. Really took the wind out of my sails and didn't really like it at all. Oh, who's going? Someone's going opposite. Maybe that's not somebody even in the race. So that's been our path up through. And if I come over to windy, if I just do a distance and planning, come through here. Oh, that's not exactly right. We're probably coming up through here. So that's about another 8 hours for us to get up to that point. And in 8 hours time, the wind will have changed a little bit. Full moon will be over here somewhere, so in much better wind again. So really it's a chasing game. I wish that we could get a little bit wider and get a bit more of a beam up through here, but then the decision will be made whether to come across here or to come up this way here. This one might look slower with speed over ground, but when you're cutting out the whole of this island here, we're going to need to calculate, you know, what type of speeds we're going to get and the distance required. In the end, I'd like to go the way that full moon doesn't, just because I think that we do need to take a risk some point. And the other really big problem that we have is that this blue blob up here, it shrinks and expands quite a lot, and at some point we're going to have to try and traverse over it. That's why I did want to come wider. Initially I wanted to come up through here so that we could get around past the worst of it. As it is, it's just going to be the luck of the draw whether we get up through here during one of its contraction phases, because I don't really want to go through somewhere there or even up through here. We might have to double back and come around. You know, being stuck at 1 or 2 knots is just not fun and takes too long to get through. Alright, back to master stereo, where we're on autopilot at the moment. It's a fine day out in the North Coral Sea, and I wish all of you sailors the best. Goodbye.